everybody, it's Amanda. Thanks for joining me today. My project today has been created specifically for the Pootles birthday blog hop. Every month my upline, who is Sam Hammond, does a birthday blog for all of her team, and if it's your birthday in that month you can create a card and upload it and she will showcase it on her blog. And so this is a video of me making mine. I'm probably filming it beforehand. It is my birthday in August. I am a Leo. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a bit loud and I like things that are shiny and you know. So I'm going to make a birthday card for, it's aimed really at a little boy. Because it's kind of like not girly and thriller, which is what I usually do. And I'm using Bella and Friends. I love this stamp set. I absolutely adore it. I'm not really into, you know, cutesy little animal type cards, you know, that kind of thing. But this one I do love because it does remind me of my two doggies. This looks like Chip, always with something in his mouth, and this looks like Benji, always sat there waiting for the next treat. So I'm going to be using this one today because it's going to be a birthday card. So I'm going to use the little dog with the balloon. I've got a bit of a thing about balloons this month, I think, and I'm going to make a nice card. So without further ado, Bella and Friends. And my sentiment, I'm probably going to use this one again because Happy Birthday Gorgeous, just because it's so versatile and I love the swirly font. I've used it quite a few times. I'm not afraid to use stamp sets more than once when I'm demonstrating. I like to show that you can get good value for money. So I'll be using this one, I think, or this one, Make a Wish. I'm not sure yet, we'll see. I'm going to make a card with a window. I've got my window sheet here. And I have pre-cut everything. Now, I will put all the measurements on my blog, and there's a link to my blog below. And obviously I'm over on the Pootles papercraft blog, so you can follow the links on there as well and see what the other ladies have made. So this is 5 inches wide by, I think I cut it at 11.5 and then scored it at 5 3/4. And then I did trim off at 1.5, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, I cut off at 1.5 and I cut that square. And then I have utilised, I've used quite a few things on this card, but I like to show how you can use things in sets in different ways. So I have used from the seasonal layers, thinlets, I've used this curvy edge in here, and I've created this edge here, okay? So wherever you see that curvy edge, that's what I've used. Beautiful set, absolutely love it. So versatile. You can use it over and over and over and over again. I'll just put that away. Okay. And I have also used the lots of labels, is it called? Lots of labels, which are used, again, I use them time and time again. And it just gives you a lovely shape. Okay, so first of all I'm going to assemble my card and then I'll do my stamping. So what I want to do first of all is, I've got an insert here. I'm going to use wet glue because I want it all nicely lined up, and I am quite bad at sticking things down wonky. Don't want it wonky. My video will probably go up after this card has been on the Pootles blog. It won't go out same day, don't know. I'm filming about 3 or 4 days in advance at the moment, just because I'm going on my holidays. So rather than have no videos, I'm doing them in advance, which I hate doing. Hate doing it. Because I'll probably slip up and say, oh, it's Sunday and I've had my Sunday dinner, when in actual fact, you know, it's gone out on a Wednesday. What day is it today? I don't even know. Right, so here's my window sheet, and I've just cut this the same width as the card, just 1/8 of an inch shorter, just so that when I shut that, it's not gonna, you know, be a problem on the fold. So I'm going to stick this on, and I am going to use contraband, I'm afraid. This is my own red line tape. Don't ask me where I've got it from because I can't tell you. It's just super sticky, and I know it will hold this window sheet. You can get it, you can find it anywhere, red line tape. I don't really want to use them scissors to cut it with because I don't want them getting gunked up. I'll use these. Just pull it back a little bit. So I've put some on the top and I need some on the bottom. Ooh, my roll's a bit big to handle. Okay. There we go. Just concentrating while I get that straight because it's quite important to get it all lined up right, or else it'll look daft, to be honest. Right, now. So what I need to do is I have cut the same as that top bit there. I've cut it for the bottom, and then I've cut 2 pieces of paper here, which is from the Colour Theory papers, and I've cut them from these, and it's like an ombre effect. I squashed that bit in my die cutting machine, so I have to do it again. So it's like an ombre, however you say it, effect, and I just cut it to size, and then I put my cardstock on it and cut out the paper with just a small increment by hand. Okay, the width of that is, obviously this did belong to the whole of the card front, and when I cut that at 1.5, the piece that was left, I then cut another 1.5 strip off and die cut the edge the same, and the middle bit has been discarded. Okay, I'll use it for something else, don't worry, I won't waste it. So I've got green for the bottom to represent grass and blue for the top to represent the sky, because the stamp that I'm using is the little doggy floating up with a balloon, and so he's floating up to the sky. I like to have little stories behind my cards sometimes. They've got like a little story to tell, and I just think it helps you give them a nice meaning. Right, let me just line that up a bit nicer. It's not 100% perfect because I did cut it by eye, but you know, handmade isn't meant to look factory made. Now I'm going to stick this on the bottom of here, and I've got to be very careful to line that up very flush. Let me just check my measurements. Yeah. So I've got to line this up very flush with the edge of that window sheet, so I'm going to have to be careful. Okay. So I'm just going to lift it up just to help myself so that I can do it a little bit at a time. There we go. So that's the bottom. Okay. And then what you do is you line that bottom up with the very bottom of your card, get it all nice and straight and lined up and squared off like that. Use your 2 fingers like that. Make sure it's right there at the sides. You don't want it wonky. Get it all lined up. There we go. I'm happy with that. Let me just check. This is only this is a bit of a fiddler bit, but you want to get it right, and then just keep hold of that so it doesn't move while you take your red line tape off, and then fold that over. Okay, like so. All right, and then you've got your window there. Now I could have done with some more there, but never mind. I'm going to put my paper layer on here, which is my sky. Try not to touch my window sheet too much and get it all gunked up and messy. Layer that on there, like so. Just get rid of that glue. Okay. There we go. So there's my card front made now with my window, like so. And that's my sky and that's my grass. Right, what shall I do? Shall I do my... I'll do my main stamp first. So here's my label that I've cut. And I'm using the dog going up in the air with the finger, that bird. Parrot! Couldn't think of the name of it then. Oh dear. Right. I'm using Memento because I'm going to maybe do a little tiny bit of watercolouring, very, very slightly, just to give myself the appearance of sky and grass again. So let's line my label up because I'm stamping onto it. Sometimes it's easier to stamp and then cut it out, but I hate bringing my Big Shot on camera. I hate it because it wobbles my camera about. Right, so I'm going to line it up. It might just chop off the end of the bird's tail and the end of the dog's tail, but it doesn't matter. As long as the main bit's there. Give that a press. Okay, there we go. So that's my stamp. It's just nipped off the end of the bird there, look, but it really doesn't matter. Right, so now I'm going to colour it. I'm going to first of all use some soft sky. Give my pad a squeeze. And I'm going to use my aqua painters, but I don't want it really wet because this is not watercolour paper. I've just used normal Whisper White, so I'm drying it off a bit. Okay. So I just want just a touch of an appearance of sky there. Okay. Just around there. And just blend it a bit. I'm not very good at this blending like, but aqua painters do make it quite easy, to be honest. Okay, so I'm just doing it, you know, fairly random, and I'm not doing it perfect. Okay, it's up in the sky there, look. And then if I just come in with, did I get a green one out? Yes, I did. Paper Zaz. Oh, give it a squeeze. And just give my aqua painter a bit of a wipe. Okay. Just practice it on my mat. Yeah, that's fine. And I just want a little hint of the ground there where he's lifting off. Okay. And then just smudge it up so that it meets the sky bit. Right. Now I'm going to just put those away. I'm just going to use my crayons, I think, and I'm just going to colour these in. Let me see how dark this early espresso is. I'm just going to colour my dog. Just gently going over with the early espresso one. Okay. Just gently. Give it a bit of a scribble. And then I think what I'm going to do is bring my blender pen in, which are here, which will then iron out any kind of rough looking bits in my colouring. Okay. That then blends that nicely, so it looks nice and smooth, and you've got no, you know, lines where you've coloured like a toddler. There we go. And it looks nice and smooth finish then you get. Okay, so that's the dog done. I'm not adding fancy shading and all that because I'm not that clever. I'm going to do the parrot in, What colour's this? Bermuda Bay. Yeah, why not? Just press on there and there. And we'll give him a yellow beak. Okay. And then we'll use a different end, that one. I'll just draw some of that colour out. So it stays the darker colour at the tips. And just around there like that. That'll do for me. And what colour balloon shall we have? We'll have this nice blue colour and then it all ties in, doesn't it? Okay. So I'm just doing it dark around one side, away from that where it looks like the lights hit it. I'm going to get my blender pen again, which is stained from using a different colour, but it's not going on my work, so it doesn't matter. Keep dragging it and it will blend that nicely till we get to a lighter colour down there. Woohoo! Look at that. I think that looks pretty good. I'll just blow my own trumpet a bit. Just talk amongst yourselves. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that to here, like so. I think it could do with edging with something. Hold on a minute, it needs edging with something. Let me have a think. I'll get some... I'll use the Soft Sky. It just needs a bit of an edge, I just think that does. It's a little bit wet. It could do with being left to dry. But I just want to get my card finished. I'm just edging it with Soft Sky, I believe. Just to finish off and get rid of that harsh white edge. You could layer it over another piece of cardstock, but I didn't want it to be, you know, too big and then you can't see through the window sheet, else it's pointless. Okay, bit more. Bit more. Just to define that edge so it looks nice. Oh, that's better. Happy with that. Move that out of the way. And I'll just put some glue on there. And some glue on there. Don't think I'm going to glue it on the window sheet because it might look messy. So I'm going to try and make that glue stick on the paper there. Okay. There, shall we have it? Yeah, let's have it there. Just leave a little gap there and we'll have that there. Okay. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to do, I want something here. I want something. I don't know what I want, but I want it. I've got a thing about balloons at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm going to cut another balloon. Shall I have a blue one or an orange one? I'm having an orange one. I've got a thing about balloons. So I'm going to have, I think it's because it's nearly my birthday. I'm going to have, I haven't cut that very good. I've cut that rubbish. I'll cut the yellow one out. Don't look at my wasting paper. Not cut that very well. Right, let's try and cut this one better. Okay. Just feels like it needs a bit of something in that top corner. I'm bad at this, changing my mind halfway through a card. Just bear with me, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at fussy cutting either. Okay. Okay. So, oh gosh, that's like a square balloon. Oh dear. Let me just round it off a bit. Square balloon, anybody? Let me just round it off. It'll do. I think, have I got some... I've got a piece of random thread. Oh, look at this. I'm going to use this spare piece of thread on my desk. Oh, what am I like? Cut it a bit shorter. I'm going to get some glue dots. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stick a glue dot there. I'm going to stick my thread to it. Okay. And then I'm going to stick my balloon to it. Get another dot. Another one. Okay, I'll stick my balloon there. Yeah, I just felt like I needed something that blue bit would a bit. And then let me just trim that end, since I've gone a bit scraggy. I wonder if that'll just tuck behind there. Yes, it would. Right. So what I'll do is get another glue dot. I'll just stick it just behind that little bit there, and then that little bit of string there will just stick, and I've got a little balloon. I like that. Right, so my sentiment, I'm going to use, shall I have happy birthday? Why not? Will it fit? Yes, it will. Okay, so I'm just going to tell myself that it's got to go between there and there. Okay, just telling myself that it's got to go between there and there as the stamp. I'm going to use Memento. Okay, oh my god, it says happy birthday. I'm just going to try and get it between those two pens. I'm going to try and get it straight. Let's have a look. There we go. I love the font in this stamp. I love the curly bits. Okay, look at that smashing. Okay, I can remove my markers. And there's my card finished. I really think that's rather cute. I hope you'll give it a try. It's a little bit different, and I don't think you'll see one quite like that. Oh dear, but it is fun. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.